What is up? Welcome to another edition of Hanson's Hints here at fantasypoints.com. I am John Hanson, our guy Trey behind the glass producing this live stream. And today, a very special guest here, kind of a tradition. ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. I've known Adam for over 20 years. He's big into fantasy and he's the best information man on the planet. He's in the car traveling. This is maximizing time, Adam. How are you? What's up?
Hello there, John. Hello, Trey. We are on the way to Bristol here. We have a fantasy football marathon on ESPN the next couple of days. So lots of fantasy talk, and we might as well start it right here, right now, John.
I know that you like to just kind of take off your insider cap when you and I get together and just chop it up, talk football, talk fantasy. But, we do have to hit on some of these pressing issues that I'm sure you're going to be dealing with for the ESPN Fantasy Marathon. Jonathan Taylor, one of my favorite all-time running backs of the last 30 years, honestly. But looking at the situation, and Mr. Kaplan, Adam Kaplan, is kind of with me. It's weird. It seems to be trending in the right direction. But what are your thoughts on this? Because this is a little scary to me.
I think it's the ultimate boom bust pick right now in fantasy, and it's the biggest storyline in football to me because he's not happy there. And if he's in Indianapolis this season, I don't want any part of Jonathan Taylor, as great a player as he is, because he either has to get paid for me to draft him or he has to get traded, and then his value goes way up. Now, if you think that he's going to be traded and you draft Jonathan Taylor right now, you've hit the jackpot because you could probably draft him, I'm going to guess, between 35 and 40 right now, average draft position.
It's about right.
And if you could draft Jonathan Taylor between 35 and 40 and he gets traded somewhere, wow, you just hit the mother load. The risk with that is if he doesn't get traded and he's stuck on Indianapolis and he's not happy, he doesn't get paid, you're on a losing asset at that point in time.
Yeah, I have heard that there have been some trade rumblings and rumors. No fifth-year option, right? So that they lose a little bit of leverage there because Taylor was not a first-round pick. Have you heard of any trade scenarios? Because honestly, Adam, I've heard some rumblings about Miami potentially kicking the tires.
Well, John, the question isn't whether other teams would be interested. I could give you a slew of teams that would love to have Jonathan Taylor. The question is whether the Colts would be willing to trade Jonathan Taylor. And we'll go by what Jim Irsay, the Colts owner, has said so far. They're not going to do that. Now, it's great to say they're not going to do that. Teams can revisit that. But to me, I don't see Jonathan Taylor, a happy, content Jonathan Taylor, playing this season on the fourth year of his deal. Either you have to pay him or you have to trade him, one or the other. I think he's made that clear. Like, he was in New York all last week getting his ankle injuries examined. I'm sure his hamstrings might act up. His shoulder might be sore. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with the running back, John. And so unless he's getting paid, I would imagine his body may be nagging him all year long.
And that's the only recourse these players really have at this point.
That's it. So now if the Colts don't want to pay him, he's got to, and they want, that's their business. Well, then he's got to do his business and make sure that he's protected for when he can get paid, right?
I just don't understand why they can't offer him like a deal Nick Chubb got, outside of the rookie contract. But let's move on to like Josh Jacobs. Do you look at the protocol, if you will, that the Giants already laid out? I feel like there's a solution that should appease both parties because it happened with Saquon with the Giants talking Josh Jacobs with the Raiders.
I don't think Josh Jacobs cares about what happened with Saquon Barkley, who caved into the Giants, basically.
Okay.
Like what Saquon Barkley did for the Giants was a huge favor to the team, his teammates, the organization. True. Like, great job by him. Honestly, from that I applaud him. Him. From a business standpoint, I don't think Josh Jacobs wants to mimic what Saquon Barkley did for a second. From a team standpoint, great. It endears him to fans. People love that he's back. He's respected. They wanted him back. What he did for the team was great, great, great. From a business standpoint, just the opposite. He basically took that one-year deal, added $900,000 worth of incentives on top of the franchise tag, and turned down 1 week earlier $23 million in guaranteed money. Now,
True.
If it was me, I would have taken that $23 million guaranteed a week earlier. He didn't do that. He took, in my mind, a deal that was lesser. Now, I may be proven wrong, John. He may go crush it this year, hit the free agent market, or negotiate a deal with the Giants with more guaranteed money, bigger APY, all that. And then I'll be wrong. But I just think in this running back market, the smart approach to take is to take whatever you can get when you can get it. And if a team is offering me $23 million in guaranteed money, I'm taking that.
How about J.K. Dobbins? I mean, he's in the final year of his rookie deal. I don't feel like he has near the leverage that a Jonathan Taylor has. So maybe that one gets resolved and he just at some point reports, right?
He and Jonathan Taylor both have a serious case of contractitis. It afflicts those who want new deals and don't have the deals that they currently want. Now, at some point in time, I believe you'll see Baltimore just activate J.K. Dobbins and say, you know what? We think you're healthy to play. And once we activate you, you have no choice but to be on the field or we're going to fine you. Yeah. So I think that they're going to kind of take back the upper hand at some point here in the next week or so, and they'll wind up activating him. That's my guess as to how this plays out. We'll see if it actually plays out that way. And J.K. Dobbins, I think, will be back on the field, though he's not happy without a new deal either. And now we're back into the same situation that we discussed with Jonathan Taylor, though maybe not quite as extreme.